As I drift in from the side of the frame. Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to Lawsplaining the Interwebs. I'm your host, who is not, I am not situated at all, Nick Rekieta of Rekieta Law, a small law firm in central Minnesota. And how are you guys doing? How are you guys doing? Oh my goodness. Sorry, this is the worst pop filter I've ever had. It came with this arm. Now again, watch. See that? That's great. Fantastic. Anyway. So, this is Nick Rekieta of Rekieta Law, a small law firm in central Minnesota, and today we're going to be talking about a bunch of different stuff. We're going to, let's see, we're going to talk through some police videos. We are going to watch a man be killed, I guess, in Kenosha, Wisconsin. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about a video that went viral on it went viral the other day, and it was a young girl being plucked from her Acura SUV, and then the video went viral of this girl, and everybody's freaking out about police brutality or whatever. And then, so the police did what I think should be done all the time. Well, the Kenosha guy's still alive? Why are they even rioting then? I thought he was dead. Oh my God. We're gonna watch him get shot then. Let me rephrase what I said before. We're gonna watch him get shot, and then we're gonna watch a girl get pulled out of her squad car, or out of the car, by a police officer. It went viral originally, and people were freaking out. And then the police did, like I said, what I think they should always do is they went ahead and released the footage. And they released the footage, and it paints an entirely different picture than the narrative, of course. Hey, what's up to my RGE rating crew? How are you guys doing? Great to have you here as always. So we will be discussing those two things. We're going to talk about some other stuff. And these videos, you know, that we're going to watch, they're instructive. And I may start doing more of these. So I'm always thinking to myself, looking for different ways to bring content, right? Obviously, content for the live streams, content, of course, for the main show. That is this is the main show. This is the, whatever you want to call it. This show is where I do my brand, if you will. This is what we'll do, or this is where I give my messaging. This is where my main opinions go and all that stuff. There's no, Twitter is a little bit goofier, and if people demand like some sort of statement from me, they should do it here on this show, because this is where distribution of my message is currently focused. So I had a thing last week, and I'm not going to get into it too much, but someone who clearly doesn't watch this show, came into my Twitter timeline on something completely unrelated and demanded that I like denounce or defend or whatever Dick Masterson on the lolly and child exploitation question, which, and this is before the null stream that I did, but the day before the null stream, I had made it my opinions pretty darn clear on the subject when we went through the Cuties trailer. So there wasn't any clarification that needed to be done, I don't think. I disagree with Dick Masterson on some of his stances a little bit. And that's fine. That is 100% okay. Dick and I have no problems disagreeing. It's weird that you can do this, but I bet if you explore with some of your friends that you will find that you too disagree on some things. Heck, I disagree on some things with my dad. What I don't do is act like a pussy bitch and block my dad or something stupid like that, like one of our other favorite characters on the show, the King Soye. I don't do that because disagreement is fine. It doesn't matter. And second, just a little personal message on the father-son relationship that someone is not modeling very well. Your parents, no matter what you think of them, I have massive amounts of respect for my parents. Let me put that out there very clearly. I don't want this message to get misconstrued. Also, sometimes they watch the show, and I have an inheritance to worry about. I have massive amounts of respect for my parents. Love them very much. And there are areas where guys, I'm almost 40, right? Like, I remember when they weren't my age. And I remember it well. So there are areas where I think that I might know something that they don't, or have an opinion that I can hold in spite of their wisdom and in spite of their life experience. And that's okay. Like, that is fine. And people need to deal with that. And it doesn't, let me give you this massive boomer piece of wisdom from me to you. And you guys know I'm not talking to most of you, because I think most of you guys know this. I know most of you guys know this. Even if you vehemently disagree with something that one of your parents says, even if you think they are categorically wrong, even if you think that you have special knowledge that they don't have, their opinion is worth hearing out. It just is. Blocking it gets you nothing. Blocking it only builds animus. And if you need to block it, if you need to block your parent to like restrain yourself, then you have other issues in your life and you should deal with them. You really, really should before doing that. So, and this is a friendly message to people. Your parents, for all of their flaws, for all of their faults, and for all of their greatness, are people who have lived a different life in a different time than you. And just because you live now and they lived then doesn't mean that now is valid and then wasn't. There are reasons people thought the way that they did. There are reasons that we think the way that we do. And there are reasons that our kids will all think we're idiots. All of that's okay. But if you start setting the precedent, the idea that it's acceptable to block the wisdom of your parents from entering your life, don't be surprised when your children block your wisdom from entering theirs. And we're at a generational change that is critical to this idea, because we're about to, I'm lumping us all into the same age group here, because everybody here is part of a particular culture of internet communication that never existed. And we are setting the mores for it. The mores are not rules. Mores are practices that grow to become accepted over time in a group activity. We are setting the mores for online communicative behavior. And what we are setting is disgusting and terrible and terrifying. It is to set the acceptable behavior at an insular bubble that is insular generationally. It's insular geographically. It's insular racially. It is the most horrifying thing I can think of, that you can communicate with anybody on earth, and all we want to do is communicate with people who only agree. And we're teaching that to the next generation, whether you have kids or not. It's why I don't block people on social media. I don't do it. I'm not saying that's for everybody. I'm really not. But I don't block people on social media because of that. Because if I block everybody, if I start categorizing groups of people to block, then I'm making it acceptable for people to block me based on a group characteristic. That's not good. That's not good. We're making the acceptable behavior to build a bubble. That should be the opposite. That should be, remember the idea of the social outcast? It's changed a lot, right? The social outcast was someone who refused to participate in peer groups. They refused to participate in peer groups. They refused to participate in group activities that are outside their peer groups for whatever reason. Now, some people were actually socially ostracized. Some people had disabilities or disorders that prevent their effective communication. That's a little bit different. It's a little bit different. But there are some people who just stepped out of society. And not that those people deserved shame, but we almost, like, the idea of people who refuse to participate in any meaningful way is one that used to bother us a little bit. It rankled our sensibilities a little bit. Again, I'm not a shaming culture. I'm not about shaming culture unless someone's fat or someone's into lolly. That's it. No, Hirohei does 3 Uzuki-chan videos. Those deserve shame. Shame, shame, shame. Okay? But I'm not promoting shame culture. I'm really not. I'm promoting the idea that social outcastery, self-imposed social outcasts, should rankle us like it used to a little bit. We want people to participate. And there's a reason why we want people to participate. And think about what we're in now, right? We're in the time where you can participate without actually having to deal with all the real social pressures of participation. You don't have to be in person. You don't have to worry about your appearance or your mannerisms or the fact that you might have a speech impediment or something. There are so varied ways to communicate and participate today that don't involve any of those things. We've gone back in a way to the days of radio, if you so choose it. So all of the barriers that existed to that social participation are going away voluntarily because technology is overcoming them. And it's great. It's great that some weirdo who, looks like Mayor Quimby from The Simpsons, but talks like Caitlyn Jenner or something, they can just get on their phone and type out their message on Twitter, right? Like, they can do that. And they can actually develop a huge voice. They can get a computer to read stuff. Like, if they wanted to write narratives or essays that were meant to be disseminated vocally, they can. Think about how effective Anonymous was with a monotone, deadpan, robotic voice, right? Like, those anonymous video posts that would come out they're iconic. They reach into where we are, and it doesn't matter that who knows what the person on the other end of the anonymous message looked like, talked like. It didn't matter. Their message came through this robotic voice, and that in and of itself was part of the messaging. So we've got a way to allow participation from all the people who didn't want to do it because of all the social superficial reasons, right? Now, if you're just awkward around people or whatever, that's fine. You can still pop into Twitter. You can pop into Discord or whatever, and you can just type and have real conversations and interactions with people and influence their decision-making, influence their life, influence their political views, influence their religious views. And instead, Instead of using technology to build bridges, we're using technology to wall ourselves off in a time when all of the wall reasons are gone. I don't understand. Like, I know, and the reason I'm really getting into this, Tim W, it's completely a joke. It's completely a joke. I don't actually hate fat people. I just hate fat voice actresses. That's it. And the only reason I hate fat voice actresses is I know that they're voice actresses because they're fat. And that's it. And it also really, really bothers them to be reminded that they're fat. And that's the best part. That's the spice. That's the spice. But we're using this technology to, where I was getting to. Why? I saw someone in the chat say that they like to be alone. And we're in the age where you can be alone and still have influence over somebody. And that matters, because just like my opening diatribe about your parents mattering. Oh, motherfucking camera. I hate it. Just like my opening diatribe about your parents mattering and their opinions mattering, even if you disagree with them, because they have a lived experience that's different. And that is enough for it to matter. That applies to everybody else as well. You have lived experiences. You, even in your social isolation, if it's self-imposed or imposed by society or whatever, you have a lived experience that's different than me. It's different than everybody else. And your opinion actually does matter. And a final point on that. One final point. And this is something, a realization I came to years ago. I hope you guys don't mind a little digression and story time. Years ago, this is before I started broadcasting on YouTube, before I did anything socially serious, I've always wanted to tell stories to people. That's it. Like, that was my entire, and you can look at my career path and laugh at how stupid my career path has been to get around to telling stories. Okay? But I just like talking and entertaining and engaging with people, and then also getting reciprocal stories. That's why I like doing interviews rather than debates. I love to learn people's perspectives. But anyway, so I was thinking a long time ago, though, because we're conditioned from childhood through school that we are going to change the world. And my God, I don't know about you guys, because I don't know what they told all of you. But I know they told me we were the class of 2000. That was my high school class. I found out I was the class of 2000 in like 4th grade, because that's when the branding started. They said, you are the class of 2000. You are the class of the future. You're the new millennium. You are the class of change. You were all this stuff. We were going to change the world. It was our job to change the world because of an arbitrary assignment of number. Like, think of Neil deGrasse Tyson smugly shitting on the idea of being the class of 2000. How fucking unimportant can you be other than just an arbitrarily assigned date by virtue of the minute of your birth? It's crazy. Okay? So, they told us from 4th grade on, every year we had messaging about being this class of change. And so by the time we get out of high school and we go into college, and then in college, you're indoctrinated through this idea that high school and college, that you're going to learn to change the world. You're going to gather this set of skills. You're going to build this network, and you're going to go out and you are going to wreck the entire planet and mold it into something better. And so when you get out of college, this happened to me. Hopefully people are being disillusioned with this now. It's happened to me was I thought I was going to change the world, man. Like, I was going to go out. I wanted to be a writer. I was going to write books, poems, screenplays, whatever it took to write something down and tell a story that changed someone's life. No, that's not correct. That changed everyone's life. We were in the mass out there. You could get published because, you know, all these other people are the stream, of course. Anyway, it's coming back. It's coming back. So we were going to go out there and just succeed. And then you get out of college and you realize I have all of this other stuff that matters more than succeeding. And that's just paying bills, right? Paying bills real quick. You have to live. You have to eat. You have to go to work. You have to find some idiot to give you a job while you get to the point of changing lives. Oh, and then eventually you realize you probably never will. You probably never will. And so I was thinking about that and wrestling with this, with like my third midlife crisis, right? And I resolved myself to something. I resolved myself to something at that time that mattered. I think it's one of the most important self-revelations I came to. Okay. And the revelation, and then the following resolution was, the revelation was to impact the world, you impact those around you. And how you impact the people around you is enough. That revelation. And so then I just endeavored to impact the people around me, right? In your workplace, in your social groups, in your church groups, in your business connections, your business networks, in your classes, wherever you are, impact the people around you, positively impact them. And that will be enough. That's enough. That's all we have to do. We don't have to set ourselves up for failure by aiming to impact everyone. Just impact who you have access to, and that's enough. And do that by being relatively good. And I think when we do that, and when we do that effectively, who we impact grows. And sometimes it grows organically, like you impact someone, and then they impact someone, and they impact someone. And then other times it grows inorganically. Like for me, it's grown into this platform that I have every night to talk to thousands of people. And I love that. I love it. But I couldn't have planned it. I didn't plan this or anything. I never thought I would be telling stories. Literally, the storytelling that I resolved myself to do was to tell a story in a courtroom. Tell a story in a courtroom and hopefully help somebody out. And that those impacts, and some of the stories and impacts that I get from that are very, very special to me. And most of those are not reflected on an internet search. For the people out there who think they're very good at researching legal careers of other people, it's a lot harder than you think to just research a legal career and rate it that way. I'll put it that way, but it doesn't matter. That doesn't matter, because the actual impact that I know I've had on people's lives, that I've shared with people, I've gone to clients' funerals, I've helped clients deal with the loss of a loved one, and not in the funeral way, but in the professional way, I've protected people's children from abusive monsters. I've protected people accused of being monsters from the state attacking them. I've done all sorts of different things like that, and it's great. And that was the impact that I resolved myself to, and that was the storytelling I resolved myself to. And now I'm doing something different, obviously, and it's great as well. It's great as well. But we have the opportunity now to, tying it all back up, to impact locally for good. But that local impact isn't limited by geography, right? You're not limited to the 20-mile radius around your house that people spend 99.9% of their lives in is a 20-mile radius from their home. We're not limited to that anymore, ever again. We now have our local impact spans the entire globe, but with people who think or look for something similarly or share a hobby or whatever. So that's... How did we even get here? How did we even get to this place? This stupid rant has been going so long, I don't even know. But the point in all this is don't build bubbles. Build bridges. But don't expect your bridge to be like... you know, you're not Weinstein. You haven't raped enough people to be able to tell the world what to do. You're not a Clinton. And don't try to be. But do good in the places around you. And then with that, don't block people. Don't shut out ideas, and don't dismiss them merely because of who they are. So there you go. That's it. That's what I got. And as penance for going into a soppy rant, I'm going to do something that I really hate. I'll be right back. This is what I have. This is what I have. I don't have good whiskey. I don't have any whiskey. Yeah. It's like red hots and sadness. Whew. Ugh. Okay. Let's find let's find pictures of some people getting shot by cops. Let's do that instead. Oh my God. Oh man. Okay. We'll do super chats, and then we're gonna do that. Real quickly, I want to address this justice chat. Designation 5, Dick doesn't have new Project 2 running, but I do have a subscribe star. Hashtag maximize the grift. Okay. There's a justice chat here that I want to address. Deep Fried Lettuce says, Nick, how does it feel being one of the top super chat grifters that isn't an anime girl? You know what? That is one of the most interesting things I've ever seen. If you don't know, if you're not aware of this, if you haven't seen it on Twitter or whatever, I think the second or third highest American super chat earner on YouTube. That's thanks to all of you. I don't know, obviously. I am, I think, number 30 worldwide. And the top 28, I think the top 28 are all VTubers. They're all VTubers, pretty much. No, there's a couple who aren't. It's like the two ahead of me aren't, and then almost all of them are. It's pretty funny. But I had no idea. I know how much I make and stuff because I did my taxes, which was RIP, my soul. I did my taxes, but idea like anybody else's super chat earnings, and I think I figured out. Can we just have one night? Can we just have one night of streaming that doesn't have all these hiccups? Okay. Anyway. I wondered why I have a YouTube partner manager. And then when I talk to people with more subs and stuff, I find out that they don't. And I'm like, what the hell? What? I think that's why. I think that is probably why I have a YouTube partner manager, and I had no idea. But yeah, I actually I learned very quickly that I have been very effective at collecting super chats. So again, I appreciate all of you doing that. I don't make a ton of ad revenue. My short videos don't get the distribution that other people's do. I don't know if I'm just unlikable or whatever. I don't know what it is. I try on them, but other people manage that way. I go through super chats. So you guys are literally the thing that keeps this show going at the pace and rate that it goes. So and that does not mean in any way that if super chats slow down, I'm gonna stop. No. That's not how I built the channel, and that's not why I do this or anything like that. And I will never ever ask anyone. Or never gonna be like a call for super chats or something stupid. And I don't think I will ever wear a vest. But anyway, I just wanted to say thank you for all of that. And I honestly, when I saw that list pop up and I saw where my name was, and I was like, oh my God, really? It shocked me. I didn't even know that list existed. So it's been a little bit interesting figuring it out. But then when I look at the anime, the VTubers or whatever, I go, oh geez, why don't I have 3D tits? If I just did that and was like, Oni-chan, then I would do so much more. I would grift so much more effectively. But there you go. All right, speaking of, and in light of that, let's do super chats. Let's do super chats, and then we will go into cops shooting people. And you know my opinions on cops shooting people. You know my opinion on just about everything at this point. Although we'll keep going with giving them. May surprise you, my opinions on these. Maybe not. Okay. Sleepy Gaunt says, 2 videos I've seen. Guy reaching into his car after walking away from police with guns drawn on him. That's Kenosha, Wisconsin. We're going to talk about that one. And video of the guy walking towards a shop with a knife. Quote, make stupid decisions, win stupid prizes. I'm not sure of the walking towards a shop with a knife. But we'll go through what we can find. Sleepy Gaunt also says, Do you believe defunding police is silly also? I think yes and no. Yes and no. I do. And I also don't. But he said, he follows up with also, or no, how about increasing funding so that officers can be equipped with guns that fire vilas also? What are vilas? Vilas? What even is that? I don't know what those are. What is a vilas? A VILAS. Lead-free ammo? No, that's Vilas County deputies add lead-free ammo to utility belts. I don't know what that is. If anyone can tell me, if effective would have meant no one would have had to get shot in both of those videos. Oh. Bola rounds. Okay. Do we need to increase funding to get those? I don't know. I don't know about that. I'm not really for increasing funding to police departments this time. What I think we should do is reduce the workload of police officers. I do. Let me put it this way: defund the police is a dumb slogan, because slogans are dumb in general. Slogans are dumb in general. So, defund the police is completely. You can't defund the police department. I mean, you can, but it's going to be a big problem, right? Because everybody's stuff is going to get taken, at least in the short run. And we, as a society, gay libertarian alert, we are not prepared for a policeless state. We have built for a century now, and really, it's only about that long. We have, over the past century, built an idea of preventative policing. Prior to about a century ago, policing was reactionary. It was not preventative until really Prohibition, which created organized crime, which then increased the levels of violence in the country dramatically. So good job, government, increasing the levels of violence in this country. Thank you for that. But up until about a century ago, policing was reactionary. They served warrants, they investigated criminal activity, and they tried to solve crime. They tried to help make people whole and get justice. Now, their job is to somehow prevent crime, which is a losing proposition entirely. And we're not ready to be deconditioned from that. That's not going anywhere. Not for a long time. It's going to take a century to undo that and to get social behaviors to a place where we're ready for that. And by the way, over a century ago, per capita crime was lower, I believe, than it is now. We had a lower murder rate. And people had access to automatic weapons and bombs without tax stamps and background checks. It's amazing. It's amazing. But society has moved. And in many ways, we've degraded because we've created a nation of dependency rather than a nation of self-dependency. We've created a nation of state dependency. And if you can't get it from the state, you'll just take it from the next guy over. That's how people think now. But long story short, because I'm rambling, that's the fireball talking. It's going to take a lot to get there. So defunding the police is a silly idea. However, the idea of reducing police duties for non-police essential problems, let's do it. Like wellness checks. Outside of a few wellness checks, most of them don't require police. And police actually aren't the best people to do a wellness check. Maybe a counselor, county therapist could go out, just say hi to someone, see if they're okay. Now, if the wellness check is he's got a shotgun in his mouth and he's reading nursery rhymes while listening to Pink, send a cop, because no one should be listening to Pink, ever. Everything else in that situation's fine. But there are lots of situations that police respond to that don't need them. Drug overdoses. Like in a drug overdose, we're probably more concerned about keeping the person from dying than we are about arresting them. Like, I know we don't want drug use, but self-drug use is really low on my list of concerns. If they're giving drugs to a kid or something, we're going to find out when the paramedics pick them up, right? Like, we'll find out. If a kid is overdosing, sure, paramedics let the cops know, and the cops come arrest the parent, whatever we need to do there. But for the most part, like, drug use is self-harm. Drug dealing, that's harming others. That's kind of the theory that we're supposed to be operating on. And instead, we're getting people on possession and stuff like that. So there's a lot of stuff that cops don't need to respond to. And I would love to reduce police duties and not even reduce funding to cops, but increase funding to other social programming. And by social programming, that word means a lot. Equipping other groups, or even letting the community build their own groups to go handle these other things and to outsource them. I don't think cops need to do any of that. Yes, get rid of qualified immunity. Who do you suggest sending when the wellness check is we're worried that he's a bit dead? Not cops. Cops don't need to be there for a dead guy. Not right away. Most of the time. But anyway, that's just my opinion on that. The video in Kenosha, we're going to talk about what happened there, because that guy, he shouldn't have been shot. And I'm not saying the cop shouldn't have shot him. Well, I'm going to save it for the video. I got to save the analysis for the video. The Dragon's Treasure says, Nick, my gift package arrived, but you're stuck in Florida. In it, I had a note I hoped you would read to the class about when cancel culture came for me. Messaged it to you via Twitter. Can you read it before this month ends? You messaged it to me on Twitter? Here it is. Yes. I want to accept the message. There we go. Okay, this one's a little long. So yes, I will in a little bit, but I want to do super chats and get into the main part, and we'll read it in a bit, because just skimming it, I think it's got some good stuff to say. Yes, and I will read it before the month ends for sure. Jack McLaughlin says, "Hey Rackets, long-time listener, first-time pay pig." Oh, thank you, Jack. Welcome. Says, have you looked at all at Austin Tong's lawsuit against Fordham? I haven't. When I reported on Austin Tong's situation, they hadn't filed yet, or they had just filed, but the papers weren't out yet. I do have full intention of looking into it. I'm a rising 1L at Fordham Law and would love to hear your take on this lawsuit. Yes, I will definitely be doing that. I will definitely be looking at it as soon as possible. And email me or something, because I would love to hear kind of if there's any buzz about the campus about it, especially at the law school. That sounds amazing. Kissa my ass says, since it's election year and we've yet to see these groups actually help Black Americans instead of funding riots, what's the likelihood that companies are funding Biden's campaign and possibility they use it as a tax credit? Anyone donating to Black Lives Matter is going to definitely use it as a tax credit. Also, they're likely, since they can't really donate to Black Lives Matter, they're likely donating to some organization that is directly funding the DNC. That's the most likely outcome. Also, I want to point out that Richard Spencer has officially endorsed Joe Biden. And it is not a meme and not a gimmick as far as I can tell. So I guess I have to grow my hair out or whatever so people don't think that I endorse Joe Biden based on based on my fashy haircut. When I told my barber I wanted a haircut that was in fashion, he must have thought I said, I want a haircut that is fascist. But he has, so it's great. It's good job. Good job. Maybe Joe can sniff him next. X says, often you go on a monologue that desperately needs to be its own video just for the shareability. The mores of online discussion is one of them. Big ups. Hey, very, very soon. It's probably just, I would have loved, there's a lot I would have loved to do, and I'm really limited here in, here down in Florida, just because my workflow and my day is definitely impacted by being away from home. And it's fine. I'm working while on vacation, and I'm very happy to be able to do that and not be too disruptive to my family time. It has prevented me from implementing some of the things that are coming. One of them is an RSS podcast feed that automatically pulls all of the audio from every video I upload to YouTube, and it uploads it to an RSS podcast. And once I figure out exactly how to do that, I don't know if that's going to be through SoundCloud or something else, it will be uploaded to Google and Apple podcast stores again. And the Rekieta Law podcast will be back, and all of it will be fully available to listen. So you don't have to go through the YouTube video. And it doesn't really bother me because none of these, I mean, I don't get ad revenue for the live streams at all. So I get YouTube Red revenue, which is great, but there's no like, it'll be just added value to you guys and who don't like having the, who don't like having to go onto YouTube itself to watch videos that you'd rather listen to if you don't want to look at my stupid face or whatever. So that's coming very soon after I get home. I think it's already done. Like, the code is already written and it's functioning. Like, the RSS feed actually exists. I just have to figure out the best platform, because I liked having things on SoundCloud, but I don't know if it works that way. So I'll figure it out. That'll be up soon. And the other thing is actually removing these live streams from this channel, uploading them to the Rekieta Law archive channel, which already exists. But I haven't, there's no content, so I haven't really talked about it. But there is a Rekieta Law archive channel out there, and I think it has 0 subscribers. And all of these full videos will be uploaded to the archive channel, and then the archive channel is where you'll be able to watch full recaps, and then the snippets of the live streams will be uploaded to the main channel throughout the day. That's the idea. I don't know exactly how that's going to work yet. I don't know if I'm going to be doing it myself, or I'm going to have assistants doing it or something. I don't know. That's going to happen very soon, though. And so there'll be, you know, hot moments from each show, or long segments or dialogues like that that'll come out, and there'll be an upload. So that's all coming. That's all coming. So thank you. Thank you for encouraging me in doing that. And I would love to have it done sooner. It's just, being away this month is insane. Is insane. Cabria Cousin says, you downing Fireball made my night. Hope this can help you get better whiskey. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. BTL Video Production says, something I hate. I'll be right back. Right after the feel goods, he tells us his loathing for us. The stream's been an emotional roller coaster, and we ain't an hour in. Also, current max bench at 300 pounds, getting stronger. Dude, amazing. Amazing. My hat's off to you. My max bench is sitting on one. Shinku Toner says, you a super chat Chad? How did that happen? Like I said, you guys. Michael Tynan says, please grift me, Nick. Just be gentle. Oh, I make no promises other than you'll enjoy it. Mr. Schwagen says, LEO should spend 4 days patrolling and 1 day training physically and mentally. If we don't have enough police to cover that, then we need to hire more. No fat police. LEOs should be a purple belt in MMA or higher. In a lot of ways, I agree with that. Specifically, I think 4 days patrolling, 1 day training is a good cycle. And I think if we were to offload police duties onto some non-deputized civilians, we could actually do that. That would be great. Zana the Dark says, hey, Nick, love the show. Oh, thank you. Was hoping to shill my friend's GoFundMe for her cat. It's titled, Help Me Keep My Cat by Cassie Davis. He needs his tail amputated so he'll stop attacking himself. Keep grifting these chats. I will. That's a troubled cat. I've never seen a cat. It seems like if he attacked himself enough, he'd amputate his own tail. I kid. Of course. Sorry to hear that. I love cats. So guys, if you love cats, check out Help Me Keep My Cat by Cassie Davis on GoFundMe. As always, I have no idea the validity of any GoFundMe, but you are welcome to check it out yourself. AceBrain 2003 with a big donation. Thank you. Says, wow, congrats, Nick, on being ranked one of the top super chat grifters in the US. And it seemed you were ranked number 1 in 2018. Really? In 2018? I mean, I started the super chat function like right at the beginning, which is I think a lot of people weren't doing it in 2018, and I switched to a live streaming exclusive there at the end. So very cool. Take my money to help keep the grift going strong. That's my pleasure. I will gladly do that. Thank you for that. Thanks, Bob the Troll King, for finding the Help Me Keep My Cat by Cassie Davis. That was really nice. Sometimes they're really hard. I'm glad you found it. Okay. Let's do Kenosha, Wisconsin. Kenosha, Wisconsin police shooting. Let's see. Videos. Video shows moment man was shot by police in Kenosha. Okay, here we go. Let me, when I say here we go, I mean, give me just a second, and I found it. Kenosha, Wisconsin wants to know your location. No. Let's see. We go live to Asian reporter Trisha Takanawa. Joke. It's a joke. There are no Asian reporters here. Okay, let me get my headphones on. Okay, here we go. So notice that we're missing a ton of context from this video at the opening frame. At the opening frame, we're missing a ton of context because we have a man walking away, looks like Thug Lifin' with a smoke, and that's na 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 na. I love Thug Life videos, by the way. And we've already got this guy with his gun pulled on him. This guy might have a gun around the outside of this portly fellow. I don't know if he does, or if he's just doing like, get him, buddy. You got it. You got it. Or maybe he's Sig Heiling. I don't know. We'll see. We'll watch the video. Here we go. Wait a minute. We're going to EFAP this thing. Not really. Okay, so he doesn't seem to have anything in his hand there. He must have just been going for the like friendly reach around on this guy. He's holding his hand weird though. I don't know if artifacting is not showing what's in his hand, but he doesn't appear to have a gun. He doesn't appear to have a gun. But anyway, so he's walking away. Someone says they might have deployed a taser before the video started. Yeah, and I don't know. But let me suggest something specific. This guy is under arrest. Under arrest at this point. There are different standards of when you are under arrest for the purposes of the Fourth Amendment. When there is a seizure for the purposes of the Fourth Amendment, this guy is seized. There is a weapon pointed at him. Police officers are already telling him to stop. The interesting question here is why we have gotten to this point. And I don't know. I'm going to refrain from my reactionary criticism of anything outside of this video for the most part. But I am going to say at the onset that I do believe this police shooting was preventable. I'm not saying it wasn't justified. But I don't know how we got here. I don't know if they were ordered to not make contact with people. I don't know what the scoop is. But I do know that this guy walking away from cops and around a vehicle is already a problem. He is, at this point, resisting arrest. He's been given a lawful order. We assume he has been given a lawful order. They are uniformed police officers. And actually, from a legal perspective, a uniformed police officer or an identified police officer, someone you know to be a police officer who issues you the order to stop, is a presumptively lawful order. You should take the assumption that that command stop, is a lawful order. If not, if you're free to leave, you're not under arrest, and that's fine. Cops can ask you questions without you being under arrest, for example. They can even ask you to identify yourself. You can say, you know what, officer, no, thank you. And they can, if they then reassert that you must identify yourself or that you're not free to leave, then you're under arrest. This guy is under arrest. But we don't know why. That's part of my problem with this. But it's a presumptively lawful order. This is the part where your lawyer fights this so you don't eat a bullet, okay? He told the cops he had to get a gun out of his car. No, he didn't. I can't full screen the video, but I can zoom in. Hopefully, see if that'll help. Okay. So I wanted to get some of those initial thoughts out of the way while we're talking about it. Cody Sinclair says, hey, Nick, I thought you might find this interesting. Over a year ago, Funimation began a Premium Plus Ultra subscription tier that promised an annual gift and free movie rentals. They have yet to fulfill anything promised. They're better than grifters than me, I guess. Damn. Okay. Here we go. All right. What is happening here? This is the moment he touches that door handle, the man should be tackled to the ground. The man should be tackled to the ground. Again, he is actively resisting arrest, and they have full means to use force on him at this point. They may even be legally justified in using deadly force on him at this point, although that is, it's always going to look bad. Using deadly force looks bad. There's an optics element to it, and they may have been ordered to resist using deadly force as much as possible. I'm not familiar with the exact statute on the use of force by police officers, use of deadly force by police officers in Wisconsin. However, if we are at felony charges and he is attempting to flee and being non-compliant, there is a time at some point where it transitions over to the justification of using deadly force. So let's get to the next thing. Nope. This strikes me as very shoddy police work. Don't grab his wife beater. Like, this thing could just rip off. This is not a small guy. And this is not a way to restrain him, as you'll see in just a minute. Look at what we have here. What is this? No, this is ineffective. This guy, though, is actively putting police officers in danger. We'll look at the longer vid in just a second. I didn't know it existed. We'll find it in just a minute. We'll do that. But I'm saying at this point, this is basically a justified shoot. He has been given a lawful command to stop several times. Police officers are in pursuit. There's a gun on him. He knows he is not free to leave. He is not, at this point, allowed to enter a vehicle, and him entering the vehicle puts the cops in imminent danger. And they should fear for their safety. He could have a knife in the car. He could have a gun in the car. If the car is running or is a push-button start car, he could put people in imminent danger very quickly. This is not acceptable behavior, and the police at this point, I believe, are actually justified in shooting fully. Good job. Good job. Thank you. Thank you for not having any more video and just audio. Absolutely useless. God, I hate the media. We don't want to show a man die. Let's show a man up to dying and then not show him die. Thank you. Thank you. Please show the whole video. I think we have a yes, I understand and wish to proceed. Oh my. Here's a cell phone cam, if we can. This is terrible. Look at this potato quality video. Thank goodness. Yeah, he's not dead. I know. I know. Okay, here we got the potato quality. Now, 7 shots seems, to some people seems excessive. If he's using a 1911, which he very well may be, you know, that only has 7 rounds. But this is, you know, YouTube has a vertical upload option. It does. But, oh, you guys don't have audio. Son of a hooker. You're right. Right? We'll do it again. It's not like it's a long video. All right, here we go. Sorry for Boomer muting it. I don't know if any departments carry 1911s anymore. They used to. Here we go. Look at that pinch to zoom.
Wow.
Second cop does have his thing. Oh, we're going to watch it again, apparently. Zoomed in.
Wow.
We're going to just show it again. From the same thing. So, let's see. You can hear police say, drop the knife. I didn't hear that. Let's see if we can hear it on this one. I'll listen closer. Let me turn my headphones up. I'm just. This is super slow-mo, but I'm waiting for the wow. Hold on, here we go. Whoa, it's coming. Whoa. Okay, okay. Whoa. The whistles go, whoa. Okay, sorry. I want to hear the drop the knife in real time. I'm going to see if I can hear it in this one. So drop the something. Almost sounded like gun. Drop the knife, I think. But that could be someone in the crowd shouting drop the gun or something. There's another cell video that showed what happened on the other side of the van. Oh, let me put my sleuthing skills to work. Here. OSHA shooting. Where's the other video? This is one of the least protest-worthy shootings I've ever seen. Does anybody have... for those of you asking how he's not dead, listen. Clearly you overestimate police marksmanship. Maybe I'll do Jacob Blake. Trying to find one that has the alternate angle. New second angle shows Jacob. Oh, Jesus. Here we go. Still gray? Oh, God. Ian Miles Chong has a second video. This world is over. Jesus.
Get my son! Get my son! Get my son! Get my son! Come here, TJ! TJ! You are bogus! This bogus! My Peter, Mom, get back! Mom! 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 You have to get back!
Let's see if Chungus has the video just up on his thing here. Hold on. Twitter. Miles Chong. Kenosha's just... Don't worry, Kenosha's just on fire, though. My God, will you not be you? Ugh. I hate Twitter reporting in a lot of ways because they just tweet like 4,000 times an hour. Stop. Oh my God, I hate it. So Kenosha being on fire. Come on. Come on. Well, that's an old video. Come on, Chungus. Where's your... Here we go. Oh, oh, Twitter is such a dumpster fire of a platform. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Yeah, all these kids, man. This is the one thing that bothers me about these situations. All these people should be removing their kids immediately, but I mean, that cop's firing close range. Those rounds could go right through. Luckily, he's probably firing them into the dash and then into the engine of this rather sturdy SUV. So, all right, here we go.
Get my son! Get my son! Get my son! Get my son! Come here, TJ! TJ! You a bogus bitch! This bitch is bogus! My queen is bogus! On your baby Mom, get back! Mom! 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 You have to get back!
All right, so can't how do those few people sound like the Battle of Thermopylae? There weren't that many people there either. Only 300. No, I'm just kidding. That's a joke. Anyway, so that angle doesn't really help us too much. It's really pixelated, but we can see an altercation happening, presumably between a police officer and the guy, and it looks like the police officer is kind of shoving him against the car. Hard to say. Hard to say what's happening there. Still, if they're yelling "drop the knife," if that's true, if he had a knife, doesn't really matter. The moment he opens that car door, police officers and everyone around are at risk. And they actually probably, even if they can't articulate a personalized concern for their own safety, which I think they can, very easily articulate that they were in fear for their lives the moment he opens that door, because they don't know what he has. They were already in an altercation. He's resisting lawful orders, even with a gun on him. So he's clearly not in like a reasonable, rational state. And all they have to do is show that not only were they particularly afraid for themselves or the safety of others, and that might be crucial here, they have to show that a reasonable person would also be particularly in fear for their own safety and the safety of others. Typically, especially when we're talking about police justifiable use of force, which is sometimes different than civilian justifiable use of force, although usually not much. Police especially have they don't have a duty, that's not right, but they have an expectation to keep everyone around them safe. If this guy pulls out a gun, for example, and starts spraying, there are tons of bystanders, there are kids around. If he gets in the car and floors the gas pedal, he could easily run over a kid, run over the people in front of the car. There are more people at safe or whose safety is in question than just the police officer. And so that does give an extra layer to the police. Did I hear that they've been charged in this? I hope the cops haven't. This is one of those few things where I say that the cops probably shouldn't even be charged in this one. I don't like police shooting civilians. I really don't. I don't like the idea of the state having life-ending authority over civilians. That doesn't mean I don't think it's potentially justifiable. In this case, looks like a pretty clear case under the law that these guys were acting within their authority. Now, if something comes out about the altercation before that, that could had ordered him to get into the car, for example. We didn't hear it in the tape, so that would be a stretch. But if something like that had happened, if they had ordered him to get something out of the car, that would change things quite a bit. I don't think we're going to have that here. I don't think we're going to have this here. They're on administrative leave. That's appropriate. That's 100% appropriate in this situation. Administrative leave, investigate it. stream. I apologize for the stream. Maybe it has to do with the hurricanes in the Gulf or something. But there's if there was anything I could do about it, I would, but there's just nothing. Rick, it's not my ISP. It's my ISP is Spectrum, and that's back, you know, over 1,000 miles away from here. But did he have a gun in the car? I don't know. It doesn't matter if he does or not in this case, because the police officers don't have to know there's a gun. They have to be reasonably in fear that he's reaching into his car for a bad purpose. Buy your parents a better net. They actually have pretty good internet, but sometimes it just skips out. It's probably the Wi-Fi. I'm nowhere near the router. So, anyway, it's that one's a pretty clear case, man. The police seem to have acted in a completely justifiable way, justifiable use of force. We are now in a reactionary time, a particular reactionary time that that has people just deciding that any police use of force is unjustified, and that's not the case. Not the case. Now, do we know why he was stopped? Maybe that's in one of the news stories. Oh God, no. Can I go back to news? Hold on. Don't. I have to get the. There's a web blocker or an ad block someone sent to me that also has a ad block detection blocker. And I need that. We're pretty soon. We're just gonna have like 45 plugins for Chrome to detect the ad block. The suspect's record doesn't matter. So no, I'm not going to check his record. I want to point that out because I get that a lot, and we have a reaction where we do that. Especially we on the right, we're like, well, what's his record? This is a bad guy. It doesn't matter. That is outside of almost every consideration for use of force. Almost every use of force consideration, the record of the person doesn't matter, and it shouldn't. And it shouldn't matter, because the use of force has nothing to do with whether or not this person has done something bad in the past. Use of force decision it's a skip to all of the civil protections that we have. The entire Constitution gets skipped the moment a trigger is pulled and a bullet enters your body. So we want to justify that skipping of due process, that short circuit approach to due process. We want to justify it solely with behavior of the interaction and nothing else. Because if we start saying, oh, well, they have some stream hiccup again. Over. Stream hiccup is over. What if the thing on the record is cop killing? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I am pissed. Oh, are we back? Oh, thank God. It's deciding that all the packets now need to go through. Just all of them. It's now running at 15K a second. No, 15,000K a second. Lovely. Lovely. Anyway, upload rates are really, really inconsistent. So give me just a second. I'm waiting for my YouTube to refresh. If you can hear me, the thing that's really pissing me off is that I have chat. Where the fuck is my YouTube page? Oh, thank God. Thank you. Welcome to the future, ladies and gentlemen. What is happening? This is... I wish I could show you my bitrate right now. It's like... It's spiking. It's going between 1,000 kilobytes per second and 15,000 kilobytes per second. And it's just bouncing back and forth. This is insane. Okay, I think we're good. I think we're good. Get the 100-foot LAN cable out. I would if there's not one here, I don't think. Let me check. I'll see if there's one here. Just a second. Outer Haven NYC. It's not an application or a web page issue. We're on packet loss. Oh my gosh. I love it. Everything appears to be stable. I don't have a massive Ethernet cord, and actually I don't know where the router actually is. So that's another problem. Have to talk to my dad about that. Anyway, seems to be stabilizing for now. No, Rick, it's I know you guys all think I'm literally retarded about the internet. I know. But listen, the upload speed on this network is more than enough to handle a 1080p upload. It's not like it's near the cap and a little bit of packet loss is bringing it below, making it choppy. These are severe packet spikes. That's what's going on. It's not like an application. It's not that a kid is on the internet or something like that. It's the fact that there is a severe packet loss issue that is somewhere on the ISP side, probably, or on the YouTube side often. I know you guys think I'm the dumbest person alive, but I do know relative packet requirements for this. I've been doing it long enough. So the bitrate is not the problem. The resolution is not the problem. And lowering it to 720p when it's spiking down to 0 kilobytes a second upload won't help because it went to 0. It went to 1K a second and stuff like that. It's just sometimes there are hiccups on the internet. So anyway. Have you tried turning it off and then on? Let me press the power. Oh, God. Here, I know how to fix it. Just kidding. That was a joke. That was a joke. There's also a couple things going on lately. The Republican National Convention, the Democrat National Convention was the other day. The Republican National Convention started today. So all of that. Believe me, if I could buy better internet at my own house, I would. I have gigabyte internet there. So if I could buy more gigabyte internet, like gigabytes internet, I would do it in a heartbeat. I asked Charter Spectrum, I guess. This is before they upgraded to gig internet. Since the box, their local router box was literally in my front yard, I asked them, I said, what do I have to pay you to run a fiber line from the box to my house? I'm like, $10,000? $20,000? What do I have to pay? And we won't do it. We won't do it. So trust me, I would buy the fastest internet ever. Whatever it takes. Whatever it costs. I don't care. Anyway. It's fixed. I'm really glad that YouTube knocked 400 viewers off the stream. With the shenanigans. Makes me really happy. So anyway, let's do this. Oh, here we go. Wait, no, I wanted to show this article. That's right. They did it for Rogan. Tell them who you are. I think if I was in a metro area, they would do it. But a man identified as Jacob Blake was serious condition. Who wrote this? Who fucking wrote this? It's the opening line of your article. Was serious condition at a Milwaukee area hospital after he was shot when officers were sent to the... God, fucking... Okay. Passive voice writing is garbage. Passive voice writing is absolute trash. And I hate it. Was, were, BM, is, are, was, were, been, have, has, had, do, does, did, can, could, shall, should, will, would, may, might, must, being. Those are to be verbs. Those should be excised from pretty much all of your writing. Just get rid of all of them. This is fucking embarrassing. Just listen. Was, when, were. Well, the when is okay. Was, were. Right in the same damn sentence. Sent to the 2800 block of 40th Street late Sunday afternoon for what police called a domestic incident. More than 60 people were gathered following the shooting at the scene, with several saying that the black man was trying to break up a verbal altercation between two women. Sure. Don't. This is it. This is it. This is Drexel. It always comes back. Drexel's right, man. Why are dudes getting shot? It's over a woman, right? It's over a woman. Don't. Why are you breaking up a verbal altercation? It's a verbal altercation between two women shortly after 5 p.m. According to the police department press release, Kenosha police were sent to the incident at 5:11 p.m. and were subsequently involved in an officer-involved shooting. Yes, the police officers involved were involved in an officer-involved shooting. Fucking God, what? These are journalism degrees. They're giving out degrees to idiots who don't deserve them. Me too, by the way. According to the release, officers provided immediate aid to the man, who was transported via Flight for Life to Froedtert Hospital in Wauwatosa. Purge the North. The man was in serious condition. Police radio traffic indicated that a landing zone was established at Bradford High School just before 5:30 p.m. and the man was then transported. The incident was being turned over to the Wisconsin Department of Justice. Was being? There's two in a row. Why? Division of Criminal Investigation, which will be investigating the officer involved in a shooting. Will be, again, two to-be verbs in a row. Twice in the same sentence. Look at all these commas. At least half a dozen witnesses said that the man had tried to break up a fight between two women outside a home, and that police had attempted to use a taser on the man prior to the shooting. Then they heard at least 7 gunshots ring out. Witnesses said he was unarmed and shot in the back. A video that has since gone viral on social media shows the man walking away from officers and going around the vehicle to get inside. While the man is entering the vehicle, the video shows an officer firing a gun at the man inside the vehicle. A woman in the video is screaming as he is being shot. It was not immediately known whether the man had a weapon. Residents who live across the street from the residence said that while they have heard gunfire in the neighborhood before, never that close until Sunday. Oh, God. The sad state of living there. The sad state of living there. We've never had anything like this happen before, said Juventino Computano. Wait, let me get the Obama voice off. Juventino Computano, not going to be deported under my programs, who has lived in the neighborhood for 40 years. Annie Louise Hurst, a 50-year resident of the neighborhood, just shook her head. This is just a tragedy. It's just so sad, she said. There's never been nothing like this before. So there has been something like this before. There's never been nothing like this before, said her husband, John. Nick, you should watch some live streams. Wait, what? As people from the neighborhood and outside the neighborhood ventured toward the scene, more law enforcement officers arrived, adding at least 2 more buffer zones with crime scene tape boundaries. A vehicle with an amplifier blaring an NWA song. This person is trying so hard to not say, yo, this was straight up hood shit. I wonder what NWA song they picked. What NWA? Oh. momentarily encouraged the crowd to chant expletives at officers standing guard in the street. From time to time, people would approach the officers expressing anger. An hour later, members of the local Black Lives Matter movement in Kenosha, along with a representative from the Lake County movement, also arrived to protest the shooting. Oh, thank God. Thank God BLM was on the scene an hour later. Very helpful. County Board Supervisor Zach Rodriguez, who also arrived at the scene, said the whole incident highlights the need for officers wearing body cameras, as he pointed out how city officers do not wear them. Sheriff's deputies also do not have body cameras. Now, see, I agree. I agree 100%. Every cop should be wearing a body camera. That body camera should be recording the moment they get out of the car. I don't know, put an RFID sensor in it and they get out of the car. Like my key, the car can tell when my keys in the car are out of the car. Once I get out of the car, body cam turns on. Do it. Do that. Go record the time where they leave their car parked for 25 minutes in front of a Target while they go inside and get a pack of gum or whatever. Just do it. In July, however, the Kenosha County Board voted 22-0, directing finance staff to include body cameras for the Kenosha County Sheriff's Department in next year's budget. This situation, what happened here today, shouldn't there have been, whether it ends up being justified or not, this highlights the need for the city, the mayor especially, to address the situation this year with the budget, he said. So politician gonna politic and commit to all citizens to say that our officers are going to carry this equipment. You're going to carry that weight. The NAACP said it is at the public safety building demanding answers from KPD. So there you go. This is a move. Move? This is a move? This is a fist? Move? Move? This is a fist? What is this? I don't know what that says. I'm sure Sarai Martin Russell has an intricate understanding of racial politics at play in policing. Anyway, here's a bunch of pictures. Whoa, stop killing us. No kidding. Wow. This guy. No, I won't do the joke. There's a bunch of pictures. Oh my gosh. What is happening? White silence is violence. Look at all the kneeling going on. What are they kneeling for? Kneel for 9 minutes during a protest against police brutality in Civic Center Park on Tuesday. Oh, this is just a bunch of... Jeez, those are wide. Okay, I gotta stop. This is gonna go on forever. This is gonna go on 9 minutes. This is like 9,000 minutes. These are all... I'm still scrolling through pictures. It's the same pictures. Anyway. Okay. So let's get rid of that. Let me pull up my other video here. Where is my playlist? Playlist. All right, this video is longer. And this video has a commentary. Gosh, I'm hiccuping. Fireball and Dr. Pepper. Video has a commentary text track. Let's see. Yeah. Like there, it's going to have words popping up on the screen. We're going to mostly ignore those. Juju the sub man cow says, moo moo ooh woo, it's me Juju the lolly loving man cow. Jamie pulled out my tail then pegged me deep. She pounded me harder than a Scotsman fucking a sheep. Love how you rose to grift. You're always worth a click. Some call me Dax, but I still prefer Dick. That's a good limerick. I like it. Do you want me? I'll send it to him. I'll let him know that it came in. I'll read it one more time. Jamie pulled out my tail, then pegged me deep. She pounded me harder than a Scotsman fucking a sheep. Love how long you rose to grift. You're always worth a click. No, wait. I misread that. Damn it. I gotta start over. Jamie pulled out my tail, then pegged me deep. She pounded me harder than a Scotsman fucking a sheep. Love how you rose to grift. You're always worth a click. Some call me Dax, but I still prefer Dick. There you go. Very creative. I like it. Fantastic. You should show chat what's going on here in Kenosha right now. It's fucked. You know what it is. It's a bunch of fire. It's just fire and bullshit. It's the same thing that's been going on for the past 80 days. Coming up on 90 days now. Cal Clay says, YouTube just notified you now about my stream. Sorry, can't donate. Never apologize for not donating. Although you will get grifted at some point. And interact properly. My work has been few on hours and short on pay. Again, in all seriousness, never feel like you have some obligation to donate to me. It is appreciated, of course, but worry about yourself always before any online content creator. Always worry about yourself. Okay. Look, if you don't have $5, then why are you even here? Shouldn't you be out looking for a job? Like, if you don't have $5, why would you even be on YouTube right now? It's like prime job hunting time right this second at all times. And if you don't have that $5 and simultaneously aren't willing to give it directly to me, I don't even know why you bother to live, frankly. Okay. God, that chick is insufferably cuntish. BTS. Oh, and yes. Leafy getting banned from YouTube is bullshit. Let me just put that out. Leafy getting banned from YouTube is bullshit. Asmongold, whatever he is, he's one of the, like, he's like a huge Twitch streamer. I don't know. I watched one of his videos and I was like, why is this person exist? Him moralizing about Leafy's mean content. Listen here, buddy. The one video I saw of yours, the one video I watched, was you reacting to a Dark Souls speedrun. Okay? That's the one video I've watched. And the literal only saving grace of that video, was that the guy whose content you flat out fucking stole for your stream happened to show up in your chat and mentioned that he was okay with it. Because your commentary was not transformative. It was not edited or particular. It was not critical. It was literally, what the fuck? What the fuck? For 35 minutes. That's all you said or did. It was embarrassing. And for you to come out and to attack Leafy for making harassing content against Pokimane, you giant fucking simp. For you to come out and call that destructive behavior when you took someone else's work and just only commented sweet nothings about it. That is stealing from someone. Whereas what Leafy did was criticize, make jokes, and exercise free speech. You're a bitch for coming out now and saying that he deserved to be removed and toxic voices need to be removed. You know what? Find a fucking bridge, buddy, and play Minecraft on it. I'm so fucking tired of these people acting. Well, I don't make content that disses people. I'm nice. You stole that guy's video. You stole it. You didn't add anything to it. It's not like he's a pro Dark Souls streamer who could comment and add information about what the speedrunner was doing or give us insight into it. He's not a developer talking about game design. He's not doing anything. He's just literally just poached someone's video. And that guy was only happy because he got a huge amount of exposure by going on this idiot stream. And then he comes out and he's like, you can't make fun of some chick who reads her phone on stream. No. Oh God. That bitch is lying about having a boyfriend, and she's now trying to backtrack and cover it up by not lying. Oh, I don't want to talk about my relationships. I try to keep them separate from my professional life. Here, how about this? Try to keep it separate from your professional life and just say, you know what? My boyfriend and I, because you have one, you lying sack of garbage. You have a boyfriend. Just go ahead and say, my boyfriend and I would like to keep our lives private, and I'm really interested in protecting his identity. So, of course I have a boyfriend. But no, you don't get to meet him. And that's fine. Here's my content. Take it or leave it. Why won't you? I wonder. I wonder why you won't do that, you disingenuous sack of trash. Fucking garbage. Oh, these people. These people are disgusting. Okay. Okay. Did I apologize for my anti-mongoose fake news? Nope. I will never apologize. Ever. Ever. All right. Let's do this. But yeah, I just wanted to reiterate, Leafy getting banned is garbage. YouTube catering to literal cows like Ethan Klein and fucking chumps like Pokimane. By the way, Pokimane is primarily a Twitch streamer, YouTube. Why are you simping for this hoe? All of that is embarrassing. It's absolutely stupid. Ugh. All right. BTL Video Productions says liberals, quote, police brutality, defund the police, Black Lives Matter. Police, quote, it was justified, he had a weapon. News, quote, peaceful protests burn another city to the ground. Peacefully, Nick. Whistle go, woo. Look, the whistles, man. The whistles, man. Nova Zero says there is no such thing as a protest-worthy shooting of anybody above the age of 18. All these cases that have come out have shown it's arguably justified. Even when a gang is involved, just gas the gang, you'll be fine. Oh no. Gas gang, gang, gang. Rise up, I guess. Okay. Never forget about the whistle tips. All right, let's do this video, guys, here. We've got... This video contains content that some people may find disturbing. Y'all ready? There's no sound until they actually make the stop, okay? Here, we'll pause it here. So it's not me, there's actually just no sound at this point. Once they make the stop and they exit the car, the sound turns on. APD officers were on patrol when they noticed this vehicle suddenly activate its turn signal. This is Aurora, Illinois. Aurora, Illinois. Setting of Wayne's World, right? They noticed this vehicle suddenly activate its turn signal and turn onto the 700 block of Palace Street. When officers made the same turn in their squad car, the vehicle quickly pulled over and parked. The officers were checking in with a group of people up ahead. After everything checked okay, they ran the plate of this vehicle. Officers run the plate, which shows that the vehicle is supposed to be a 2003 Saturn sedan. Officers double check the state of Illinois computer system and confirm the plate does not match the vehicle. That's an Acura SUV. So shockingly, this is not a Saturn sedan. This is an Acura SUV. Just so you know. The sound is coming. I told you. I told you.
Hello.
Can I help you?
Yes, you can. Your license plate comes back to a Saturn, not an Acura.
Yeah, I do.
How are you?
Yeah, it do. Now, I want to point out that she doesn't think so, but she just actually agreed with the police officer. She just actually agreed. Yeah, it do. Yeah, it comes back to a Saturn, not an Acura. Yeah, it do. Okay, good.
No.
You come to an Acura. Maybe you should look it up again.
I didn't run it. My partner did.
Oh, well, you need to run them again because I went to the carriage exchange. I got them changed months ago.
When did you get them changed?
So she says she went to the exchange and got them changed months ago. So I don't know. Is Illinois a place where you get to keep your license plate? In Minnesota, if you get a new car, or not a new car, but you know, if you acquire a vehicle, you have to get a new license plate for that new car. Cal Clay, I've been homeschooling my kids ever since. Been homeschooling my kids since my oldest was 4. They've never been to a public school. So, all right, here we go.
Change. Go.
What you really pulled me over for? What,
I just explained that to you.
Why your lights on? I'm parked.
So, here they say, they come back and they say it does belong to a Saturn sedan. Boy Young 74112, which we can see by the tape, matches this, matches the Acura's license plate here.
Why your lights on? I'm parked.
Because I'm on the house.
Yeah.
Sorry, say that one more time.
God.
You're not wearing a seatbelt.
Boy Young 74112 coming back on a black Saturn.
wanna be some
sedan
dicks, we're
on a black
parked.
Acura SUV.
What can y'all do to a parked
Okay,
car?
thanks. Well, you're...
The answer to what they can do to a parked car is quite a bit, actually, especially in Illinois. For example, if you're parked and you have an expired registration in Illinois, they can ticket you for it. They just leave the ticket on your car. I have no idea how I know this, except for the fact that that happened to me at the first Dick Show Road Rage when I drove my car and the registration actually expired after I left Minnesota. I'd forgotten, but the month changed, and so I left Minnesota, or I don't even remember when it changed. But long story short, I was missed it by a day or two. I don't want to say it was correct when I left Minnesota and then changed overnight. It doesn't matter. But I was like a couple days late on updating my registration. And so my car was on the street of Chicago, and I got a ticket for an expired registration in a different state, which they can do. You don't actually have to be driving it at all. What can they do to a stopped car? A whole lot of things. A whole lot of things.
You're sitting in the roadway, for one. 2, your car smells like weed.
The car smelling like weed has nothing to do with you pulling them over, and that is one of the most frustrating things. I wish he wouldn't have said that. That's one of my only criticisms of this officer in this video, although it doesn't end up being material. That's not why you pulled them over, and you said you're sitting in the street. So yeah, what can they do? They can definitely check it out. Also, I'm pretty sure that Illinois has legalized recreational marijuana use, right? Isn't that a real thing? Or is it just in the city of Chicago? Because I know they have dispensaries in the city of Chicago, in the shitty of Chicago also. But weed is legal in Illinois, I believe. Let me check. Illinois, weed legal. Not just decriminalized. Marijuana legalization in Illinois. See real quick. to legalize recreational marijuana for adult use. You can buy marijuana, sell marijuana legally. How much can I possess? Where can I smoke? Use is prohibited in... Oh, it's prohibited in any motor vehicle. Okay. So that's... There we go. Which, in my opinion, that shouldn't be the case, because if you're not the driver, you should be allowed to smoke in a car if it's legal. But that's the law, so there we go. Now, this person's point would be, I'm not driving. Very, very sovereign citizen-esque, because they were just driving. But that being said, so but that's not why he pulled him over. Again, going back to my main point, I'm overanalyzing this one thing because it's completely irrelevant to the rest of the video. He didn't pull them over because he smelled weed. He pulled them over because they did a suspicious turn, they ran the plates, and the plates didn't match. Period. That's it. That's it. You're not gonna... I'm not even going to entertain the secondhand high on weed in a car. No, thanks. I don't care. Just like alcohol. And yeah, the passenger should be able to drink alcohol in a car. Can't. And of course, it's just my passengers. I get it. But we're talking about theory, not practicality. My point, though, is they didn't pull her over for DUI on weed. They didn't do that. There's no reason to even bring it up. If it comes up later, fine. But she asked what they can do to... I'm parked. The invalid license plate is why he pulled her over. That's it. So, cops have been saying your car smells like weed forever. Whether it's true or not, to justify any numbers of abuses to your civil rights. So I naturally am repulsed by a cop saying car smelled like weed. Naturally. Because there's no smell body camera. There's no smell audio recording. There's nothing. It's just entirely what the cop subjectively experiences at the time. You can't disprove it, and when they testify to it, they always, always, always win. You could have the cleanest... You could never have seen marijuana in your entire life. If a cop says he smelled weed in the car, in the brand new car, off the lot, and you have never been around marijuana because you're Amish and you just decided to buy a car, cop says it and writes it down and testifies to it, and everybody believes him, and it's bullshit. It is bullshit. So, cops have been saying that forever, and he shouldn't be saying it here. He is setting... It doesn't get to this. Again, I'm just pissed now. It doesn't get to this, but he's pre-justifying a search of that vehicle. You guys have no idea if that car smells like weed. You have no idea. It might, very well could, very well could not. She could smell like weed. Her passenger could smell like weed. Or there could be no weed. Or someone next door could be smoking. And a big cloud wafted over to the cop at the same time. It doesn't matter. We have no idea. And you'll never, ever be able to determine if that car smelled like weed when it was pulled over. So I hate it when they say it. And they've been saying it for decades. And it is the most bullshit justification. Because if a cop says he smells weed... Here's how much of a problem this is. Here is how much of a problem this is. Some states, let's do a quick Fourth Amendment class. To conduct a lawful search, you need one of two things, right? You need a consent, or if you can't get consent, you have to make the search reasonable. How you make a search reasonable is by either getting a warrant, you have probable cause, and then you get a warrant, or you have probable cause and then an exception to the warrant requirement. Cars are under the motor vehicle exception to the warrant requirement. Once a police officer has probable cause, they can search a vehicle that has wheels and moves, so long as it's not a domicile. It's different if it's a mobile home. And it also matters. There's a great scene in Breaking Bad where there's a Fourth Amendment argument that takes place between the cop, you know, the cop, the bald guy or whatever, and the guy who owns the yard, like the junkyard where the mobile home is. And the mobile home is a wheeled vehicle, but it's stationary and it's fixed and it's not on a roadway. So they have an actual really good Fourth Amendment argument between whether or not the cop has an exception to the warrant requirement to enter that motor vehicle, or that RV. And if he does, right, he finds Jesse and what's his face? The fucking main character's name. Heisenberg. He finds Jesse and he finds Heisenberg inside the RV if he gets in. But he doesn't have a valid exception because that mobile home is not on a roadway. And they have a good Fourth Amendment argument. It's a really great scene. Yeah, Walter White. That being said, this obviously is not an RV. This is a car on a roadway. It's not a domicile. No one's living in it as far as they can tell. So if he has probable cause, he has an exception to the warrant requirement. Cops have been using smells like weed for probable cause forever. Well, it smells like weed. There must be weed in there. I can now search it. Very simple. That problem got so pervasively bad that many states actually specifically wrote out smells like weed, specifically smells like marijuana, out of the probable cause calculus for pulling over and searching a vehicle. That's how often this is abused, that state legislatures said, this is such an abusive practice by cops that we're going to write out smell-based probable cause of marijuana specifically from the law. So if you want to know why I have a problem with him saying car smells like weed, it's because I know what he's doing here with it. He's pre-establishing his ability to conduct a search. Again, it doesn't end up mattering, as you'll see. That's the one thing this cop does that pisses me off. The one thing that pisses me off. So here we go.
I'm parked.
I don't care. You're still in a public road.
Because I parked my car. So go pull everybody else over because...
No. We're going to start with...
He doesn't have to pull everybody else over. He has to pull you over because your license plate doesn't match. And all he's done is asked her a very logical question. Why doesn't your license plate match? And her response was, yeah, it do. And yeah, it do is not an explanation in any way of why it don't. And we'll find out more as this goes on. This actually does get resolved and we get the answer, which is great. That's why I like this video. Officer asked for the woman's driver's license. She is required to give it under state law. Yeah, typically if an officer has you detained, you are then, and another Fourth Amendment lesson, those lights, woo! You're on the side of the road. There's a cop car behind you with its lights on. The cop's at your window. You are detained. You are not free to leave. You cannot go. You are required, when the officer requests, to provide identification. You must do it. Now, you don't necessarily have to provide an ID card. You have to identify yourself truthfully. They may require, in Illinois, they may require her to provide a driver's license since she's in a car on a roadway. However, there could be a really boring, dense legal argument about if she was driving and all that stuff. But it looks like if we take the video at face value, she was driving and just recently stopped. So he should be justified in asking for her ID card, specifically her driver's license card. But I'm covering all the angles here because this is what matters.
with your driver's license.
Is that the way you want to play? Oh, we're parked.
Can I see your driver's license, please?
No, sir.
Okay.
You have to provide your driver's license. You have to. It's one of the few things that you absolutely must do for a police officer when they have engaged you in a lawful stop and asked for your driver's license. You give the driver's license. And by the way, you are not an expert on constitutional law and whether or not the stop is lawful at that time. So you have to basically assume that the stop is lawful. In this case, of course, this is a lawful encounter with the police.
Okay.
Because you didn't pull me over.
I have you detained right now because your registration doesn't.
She now knows. She now cannot sob-sit her way out of this by screaming, am I being detained, and saying lol noob as she laughs all the way to court with her victory over the police. He said, you are being detained right now. He's letting her know that she's detained, and now she definitely has to give the ID. She already was, but now he said it specifically.
Come back to your car.
Can you go
Car, because now you're under arrest. Step out.
You can't arrest.
Step out.
Don't touch me.
Step out.
Please don't touch me.
Step out of the car. You're under arrest.
Please don't touch me.
Step out of the car, or I'm going to pull you out of the car.
This guy is calm AF. This guy is calm AF. Step out. Step out. Step out. Step out of the car, or I'm going to pull you out of the car. Now, she's refused to follow lawful orders. She is likely guilty of obstructing justice at this point. He has full justification to make this arrest. 100%. This guy is being more courteous than he needs to. Now, I think he should, especially now, and especially because he has a black female in his custody, that he should be, as for optics purposes, he should be as patient as possible. But he is being the patron saint of patience.
You know, I'm down the street and the cops supposedly pulled me over. I'm parked. I literally parked.
She's on the phone right now talking to someone. A woman admits to someone on the phone that she knowingly parked before officers pulled her over. I mean, not that we needed that, because we could just take the whatever.
My car before they even tried to get behind me, and now this man trying to pull me out the car.
Get out. You're under.
Parked. You know, I'm down the street and the cops supposedly pulled me over. I'm parked. I literally parked my car before they even tried to get behind me, and now
I parked my car before they even tried to get behind me. Guys, I know there are lots of like good tips. There are good tips on how to avoid things. A good tip is not, if you park before the police get there, that you are scot-free. You might have an argument if you could get into your driveway or into your garage and out of your vehicle before the cop gets to you, to have them try and prove that you were driving. That would be maybe your only hope. Like, prove that I was the one behind the wheel, scrub. Like, that might... Am I hearing something? No. That might be your only possible way to get out of it. But you can't just say, oh, I was pulled over. Ollie ollie oxen free, bitch. It doesn't work that way. You can't do that. A police officer has a right to engage you. Typically, if they're suspicious of unlawful activity, it's not like the statute of limitations on a speeding ticket is 20 seconds, right? Like, or any moving violation. And this isn't even a moving violation. This is a violation of the actual license plate registration code. So having an improperly displayed registration is a violation that matters whether you're driving or not. Ryo Hoshi, you've got it. Yeah. The basic answer is, I'm not sure, officer. I registered my plates. And it gets even stupider than that when we get to the end. You're being Bideninged? No. He sniffed the other. No, I'm just kidding. All right. Phoenix Lord Asserman says it's worth pointing out that you can't be on your phone in running vehicles in Illinois. Well, if the car's off, which I assume it is since she parked, and she's claiming that she's parked and stuff, that I'm going to assume the vehicle is off.
now this man trying to pull me out the car.
Get out. You're under arrest.
He said I'm under arrest.
Get out.
He said I'm under arrest. Can you believe it? Yeah, he's not telling you you're under arrest. You're being arrested. That's how it works.
Get out of the car.
I'm down the street.
Miss,
from the house.
I'm going to tell you one more time.
Okay.
Get out.
You want me to...
Notice the number. This is great. They tick it up as we go.
Get out of my car.
Yep, I do. Get out. Get out, or I'm gonna pull you out.
Heard me?
It's gonna be recovered property yet.
Okay. All right, we're done. Get out. Get out.
Don't fucking
out.
touch.
Get
Why
out.
you pull me out my car?
Get out.
Why you
You're
pull me?
under arrest. Now get out.
Oh, JB.
Get out.
Sorry. The Chad yank. All right, here we go.
Okay. This is how we're gonna do this. Okay?
So you're arresting me for what?
Obstructing a police officer.
Arresting me for what? Oh, he told you what you're being arrested for. What are you talking about?
I didn't even do shit to you.
When I have you detained lawfully.
Oh, fuck.
Warning: explicit language used by woman. As if she wasn't already using it. I was hoping for gamer words, but I don't think we get any.
I'm a
You
parked car. You
refuse?
sound stupid. You sound
You
dumb as
refuse
fuck.
to identify yourself.
You sound stupid. You sound dumb as fuck. Oh, sweetheart. Bless your heart. You sound stupid.
My car?
No, to a police officer asking you
My
to
car's
identify
parked.
yourself.
Why are you even bothering me?
You're parked on the street.
Street? Do you see
Yeah.
that car is parked? That's fucking parked. You know how dumb you sound? You sound stupid as fuck.
Okay.
I'm fucking parked sitting in my car. That shit's retarded.
All right. That's a nice speech.
That's dumb.
Okay.
I'll be there in 30.
Dumb.
I think they put the content warning up for retarded. Actually, I think that's the only thing that I think has changed in this encounter.
Dumb as fuck, bro. Stupid ass shit.
All you had to do is provide your driver's license
No,
to
I
me.
didn't because you didn't.
Yeah, you do. Because you're sitting in a
You didn't.
car.
A parked car.
Did you-
You sound stupid.
Did you hear my
The
dispenser?
fuck?
Did you hear my dispenser?
Did you hear me? It's parked.
Are you just gonna keep yelling at me?
Yep.
Okay.
This dude. This guy needs a medal. He is so calm. This is why I'm not a cop, man. I would have elbowed this chick in the teeth immediately. Wham! Are you just gonna keep yelling at me? Yep. Okay.
The fuck? You
When my
sound
dispatcher
stupid.
ran the plate, including my partner, he said it comes
Well,
back
y'all
to a
need
black.
to run it again because
He
I
said
got
it
it
comes back to a black
changed.
Saturn.
Well, you
Okay.
need to run it again.
Well, we ran it twice.
No, you didn't.
When did you get it changed?
The fuck? When I got this car, I got it changed.
When did you
and
get
that was
it?
months ago.
Okay, well, explain it to me.
Go look it up.
We just did twice.
The fuck? No, you didn't. You
See, and again, this entire interaction didn't need to happen in this way. If she had started talking calmly like this at the beginning and explained, I got it changed, we would actually get to the answer, which we'll get later. We'll get to it in a minute. But if she said, oh, must have been a mistake. I actually got this changed when I got the car. What do you need? What do you need me to show you? Or how can we look it up? How can I fix this? Do I need to go down to the DMV? She probably walks away from this with a citation that says, rectify this within 7 days. Something like that. Or she can take proof of the change down to the DMV and get the ticket changed. There's all sorts of ways to handle this sort of stuff that don't involve getting arrested. It's really simple. She brought this entirely on herself.
What's with you?
You sound stupid.
What's with the
The
attitude?
fuck? Because you're retarded.
Oh,
It's
okay.
a parked car, bro.
Okay.
You don't pull over a parked car, go pull over some other car. Fuck, you sound stupid.
Now, the juvenile passenger being arrested for obstructing identification, that one's a little bit more frustrating to me. If earlier in the video you could hear this officer talking to the juvenile who's in there, and he says, you don't have a seatbelt on, so I need your ID. I I have a problem with him being required to give ID. I know the theory that they're operating on. So I hope the charges against the juvenile get dropped. I think the theory they're operating on is that this is a stolen vehicle, right? Because the registration, the plates don't match. That makes sense. It's a safe assumption for the cops, even though that doesn't appear to be the case. It's a safe assumption for the cops. So they're saying that everybody in the car might be complicit in the theft of the vehicle. That makes sense. Since that's not the case, I hope the charges against him get dropped, because he probably shouldn't have to provide ID for what's going on. He wouldn't have to provide ID except for this chick being such a damn idiot. And that's not his fault. But him not wearing a seatbelt, that car is parked. And assuming that car is not like running, I don't know that he has to be seatbelted in that car for it to be parked. And that'd be a little bit ridiculous. So I'm not sure that he is actually should be required to provide ID. Or if he was required to provide ID, I think they should drop it once they find out that this isn't a stolen vehicle. But here we go.
Retarded as fuck. That shit's dumb.
Okay, you can come back here. Do you have your ID or anything in the car?
I ain't got shit for you because you ain't pulled me over.
Okay, well then go to
I ain't
tow
got
your car.
shit for you.
Okay.
The fuck?
I'm gonna tow your car. Like, do you have ID for me in your car? Again, he's given her another out. All she has to do is provide her ID at this point.
I'm trying to be decent with you because
No,
your
you're
car...
not, because
okay.
who pulls over a parked car?
Okay,
That's
fair.
dumb. It's parked.
You can have a seat.
The fuck? You sound stupid.
Okay, have a seat.
20-year-old Ajani Livu was charged with 1 count of obstructing a police officer, Class A misdemeanor. She also received citations for the following: improper display of registration, failure to notify Secretary of State of address change, operating uninsured motor vehicle. Officers later learned from a family member that the license plates came from another vehicle Ajani Livu had. That vehicle is a 2003 Saturn sedan. Now, if you remember, that's what the registration rang up as. That's what he told her about 50 times. All she had to do was to explain, I took the plates from my old car, which was a 2003 Saturn, put them on this car, and changed the registration. If it's not coming up that way, I don't know what happened. Must be a mistake at the DMV. It's her own car. It's not like she bought the car and the plates were someone else's that didn't get changed or something like that. It's literally her car. The same year and make, 2003 Saturn. It's the easiest stop in the world. The easiest stop in the world for this chick to not get in trouble. And she's immune to not being in trouble. This is a extremely frustrating video, but it is kind of fun. You sound stupid. You are stupid. She probably, had she just said, when the officer came up and said this, because he said, we ran your registration, your plates came back for a 2003 Saturn sedan, not an Acura SUV. Tell me about it. If she had said exactly what probably happened, maybe even if she said, I put the plate, it was my car, I put the plates on, and he said, well, they didn't get changed at the DMV, and she said, oh, I must have forgot, or I thought I did, or literally anything, she probably doesn't even get a ticket at all. She probably doesn't have to pull out her driver's license. Well, she might have to do that. Just because he might be like, okay, because he might be wanting to make sure that, well, he wouldn't even know. He wouldn't even know if the car was who the car was registered to at all. It doesn't matter. She may or may not have had to pull out her driver's license, but they'd be on a different footing. She probably wouldn't get the failure to notify, and she probably wouldn't get the uninsured motor vehicle ticket. Probably would have just been ordered a get this fixed in a couple days ticket. At worst, she probably would have gotten the one ticket for improper display of registration. But I doubt it. I doubt it because a lot, like, again, you know my opinions on cops generally, but a lot of cops I know don't want to engage in pettiness. They don't want to do it. They want to get a drug bust. They want to pull a gun off the streets. That's what they want to do. They want to find a car that they can bust with a bunch of weed in the back of it because that gets them headlines, gets promotions, it gets bonuses, it's all sorts of things. Plus, to not make cops sound entirely self-serving, it presumably reduces danger and bad things in the community. It's a good thing to get an illegal gun off the street. It's a good thing to get uncut Nicaraguan cocaine off the street. Those are things that cops want to do. Many cops, probably the majority of them, don't want to give you a ticket because your license plate was wrong in the system. Now, some of them do. Some of them do. Don't get me wrong. In the town where I went to high school, those cops were pricks. They knew they were never getting a bunch of cocaine off the It's back. It's back. Anyway, I'm getting real tired. Nick's Hex says, quote, always avoid writing in passive voice is bad advice from boomer English teachers. Passive voice is a powerful and manipulative rhetorical device used to avoid important truths and magnify irrelevant details in the story. Listen, you Nick's Hex. You lost me at illegal guns. No gun should be illegal. Okay, well, the guns aren't illegal, but the person having the gun might be illegal. Like the possession may be illegal. That's what I'm talking about. Like, we're talking about a you know, like someone with a restraining order, for example, having a gun. That would be unlawful. Oh, God. Okay. All right. Stop making the stream skip. I'll try. Let me call YouTube and tell him to knock it the fuck off. That'd be great. Felipe Move says, Nick, you graduated from high school in 2000. You're a child. Hasbin Gold is an idiot. The WoW community is a bunch of idiots. He did even worse than you in Dark Souls. The disconnection is YouTube.play. The disconnection is YouTube. Play the Wisconsin video again, and you'll see another big F, I think. I don't want to play it again. I know what you're saying, but I don't want to play it again. I'm done with it. We have moved past it. So, all right. Whew. Well, that was fun. That was fun. We need to do more of these. We need to do more watching cop videos for the live streams. I think that's fun. That's fun content. It's also infuriating, but yeah, we need to do more of that. I used to do more of that and watch Judge Judy and stuff. That was fun. So, we'll probably try and throw more of that type of stuff. That chick is hot, the way she talks to the popo. Oh God. So we'll do that. What are we doing here? We're coming up. It's 2:30 my time. 3 o'clock is the time we want to be done. here's the deal. We're going to go through the grifting. We're going to read the chats. We're going to do that, and then we'll wrap up the show for the evening. And then we will move over to Twitch because we are burning through Blue Mountain State. Now, we're going to finish season 2 of Blue Mountain State tonight for sure. We'll probably start season 3. The reason we're burning through it is because Blue Mountain State is going to be off of watch parties at the end of the month, which is in just a couple days. So we are going to watch Blue Mountain State. We're going to finish up the seasons before that happens. So come on over to twitch.tv/Rekieta Law to watch some Blue Mountain State. It is a fun show back from the days when you could do shows about male-centric comedy made for just men. It's degenerate. It is gratuitous, it is funny, and it sometimes makes really good points, and the rest of the time it's just entertaining. And that's fantastic. So come hang out and do that. For now, let's go through the grifting, and then, of course, we will be having streams basically every day this week, except for Friday. Friday is when I head back home. It will be a 3-day drive, so there will not be any content Friday night. I may get a video prepared to release on Friday, but Friday, Saturday, and Sunday I will be driving back to Minnesota. So Monday we should see some normal streams from back in the vault. And then when I get back to Minnesota, there is going to be, I mentioned this on Twitch, I think, last night, but I'm going to mention it here as well, that the Patreon and Subscribe Star, by the way, I have a Subscribe Star. If you hate Patreon, go to the Subscribe Star. The link is in the description. And that is also for people who are on on Patreon, want to make the change. I'm talking with the man in the mirror. I'm asking him to make a change. You can do that to get away from Patreon if you would like. But anyway, that content, the specific sort of reward content has been slow, especially this month because I've been gone. So when I get back, we're going to do a crunch week. We're going to have a lot of live chat days. Next month, we're going to have some cooking streams and other fun stuff next month. And I'm working on something else to do specifically that will be exclusive entirely to the to the subscribers. So there you go. Ever read that tweet from early on, or did I miss it? Oh no, thank you, CJ. You nailed it. Let me read the Dragon's Treasure Twitter message. Here we go. This is a little bit long-winded, but we're gonna read it. So this is from the Dragon's Treasure, dragonstreasure.com, the dragonstreasuret.com, or is it just the dragonstreasure.com? I can't. The Dragon Treasure. It's the dragonstreasure.com, a haven for anime and tea lovers. And guys, the tea is very, very good. Very, very good. So let's see. If possible, please read this on stream for people to get this important lesson about cancel culture. All right. Sorry, I had to respond to a message. Okay. In 2018, I made a post on Facebook about a Guardian article of some white British guy who called tea bland, boring, generic, and people should just stop drinking it. As such, I said in my post, who wants to join me in a lynch mob? This wasn't exactly something I was passionate about and expected that to be the end of it. Turns out it wasn't. A hardcore SJW who was following my page took notice and became grotesquely upset about it, calling our store racist. How could a tea store be racist? Calling our store racist because of the connotations lynching has in the United States. Being an Eastern European immigrant living in a Western nation who follows non-communist Chinese practices in Taoism, watching a Japanese cartoon show, and a teacher and advisor deeply rooted in Indian traditions, the whole singular connotations thing did not really get through to me. I said as much, saying I didn't have any racial meanings in saying this to a white British guy insulting the culture of minorities. But that doesn't matter. And immediately, since I didn't bend the knee, this creature looked to destroy my business. No. Let me correct you, the Dragon's Treasure. This creature would have looked to destroy your business whether you bent the knee or not, because you could not have bent your knee enough. So just know that. At this time, I was contracted with a local place called The Collective. The name should give something about them away, but more on them later. And the creature was asking how this business would feel if they knew I was racist or something. The creature then began to bring in its friends to dogpile me, and people whose history I can read and have never even liked my page, telling me they'll unlike my page and never buy tea from me again. Spoiler alert, they never did to begin with. At this point, I decided to stick to my principles and basically tell them all to fuck off and block them from my page. Sure enough, the creature contacted The Collective, and they immediately nullified my contract. This was good for me because all they were doing was costing me money with that contract, and I was looking for a way out. But the creature didn't know that. Instead, for something so innocuous, so unimportant, it tried to do what it thought would destroy my entire business. Everything I had worked up for during that time, all the sacrifice and at times just downright suffering to keep this business afloat in its early years, it wanted to destroy that. Cancel culture isn't cancel culture, it's suicide culture. They want to do everything in their power to set your life up in a way that leaves you only one path. I, the owner of this store, have political opinions, but the T-Man doesn't. The T-Man is a server of anime and tea, not politics. The store is supposed to be a haven, and I wanted to keep things politically neutral. Let commies and Nazis drink tea, so long as they don't disrupt the serenity of the store. That was my vision. But it's become too obvious that anyone who falls under the intersectional umbrella will look to destroy my entire life if I refuse to be pegged. Actually, I had people try to dox me because I said I wouldn't let another guy do sexual things to me. That was maybe 2017. It hasn't calmed down since. Don't get pegged. Most important, these people don't even buy my tea to begin with. They never do. So I've been forced in a position I never wanted to be in. My new policy is I will only throw my hat in with people who won't try to passively aggressively kill me by cutting off all forms of income, because I won't let my store have a political stance. It also just so happens that those people who don't try to make me commit cancel culture tend to have a lot more money and a lot more taste. I don't just plan to have stores planted all across the world. Almost none will be in cities, as I don't feel like paying for peaceful protest insurance. I plan to have my own anime studio at some point, one that does actual quality dubs, as well as original content without some political slant. I'll build my own anime community away from all this toxicity, one without blackjack and hookers, dang it, because it's supposed to be about anime, not filthy degeneracy. But first things first, thank you for all the help you've given me, and I will keep gifting you stuff and super chats if the help keeps coming. Oh, sounds like a quid pro quo. So the moral of the story, just don't bend the knee ever. Nothing good ever comes out of it. And when it does come for you, you will be hit with that sinking feeling in your gut like I was. But just fight through it and you'll be fine. 48 hours. The worst part is going to be over in 48 hours, guys. And of course, support those who won't bend the knee. You have no idea how much of a powerful message those dollars send to those who are under pressure. And finally, an important message for the chat. The last person to buy my tea is a commie. And that's from the Dragon's Treasure Teas. So you can go to thedragonstreasure.com. I'll throw the link in the chat. Strong supporter of the show, makes really fantastic tea, anime themed tea. The last one I had was the tea that will pierce the heavens, which is definitely not a Gurren Lagann reference and is definitely an Evangelion reference. So it's fantastic. It's really, really good. Very subtle, and it does not need sugar or any other additives. It is just calming, soothing, and delightful on its own. So check it out, guys. It's good stuff. I did not see the new Vic Twitter post. I did not. What is it? I mean, I saw that he made one. This one? Ultracon, the Ultracon one. We'll take a quick peek at it. We have a second. Then we'll get back to super chats and grifting. Okay. Here we go. All right. Whoops.
Excited for this weekend. So excited, I wrote a song and goes like this. All right. Come on, man. There's a con down in Florida, and it's right around the bend. I can't wait to see the people. Hoping all you all attend. Here we go now. Sweet Ultracon is coming. Palm Beach gonna be the place. Ultracon is where it's happening. It'll put a smile on your face. Yes, it will.
Oh, okay.
Y'all.
What a lovable nerd that guy is. Oh my goodness. So there, I know it's in Florida. It's in Miami, and I'm pretty sure I can't go because Miami's a long way from here, and I have to get back to Minnesota. So that if that beard was probably from the filter, but the hair was actually real. So yeah. Thank you. Next time, let me know that there's copyright music in there, because now this entire stream is going to be claimed by whoever owns Sweet Home Alabama because of that cover song. So there you go. And I'll have to probably just remove the song from the video, which is what I'll end up doing, because can't take my shekels. It's my shekels. Okay, let's get back to the chats, and then we will wrap up the show. Number one says a severe medical condition forced me to live with family. I cut off communication with everyone out of shame. It has become clear I won't get better. I hope to reemerge when I was successful again. Instead, now I am alone. I am a fool. Don't be me. You can always come back, bud. You can always reemerge. I don't know what exactly the severe medical condition is, but even if it's your family, don't, you're never all the way cut off. Bad Dragonite says that thoughts on Jarbo's theory that Patreon Subscribe Star and Super Chats are just an alt-right money laundering conspiracy. Jumbo Jarbo is a fucking idiot. Like, there's no way around it. Matt Jarbo is dumb. That's it. That's all you need to know. Jumbo Jarbo's an idiot. Read in Lemon Nagger Boy. Why, Nick Rekieta? I'm your Huckleberry. You look like somebody all over your haircut. You started a game we never got to finish. We play for con sluts, remember? You were just breathing around, but I wasn't. And this time, it's legal. Let's see. Malik Foxon says, the funny thing about this video is if she didn't have all that tood wound up and ready because she saw red and blue lights, her response might have been, oh shit, I used to own that car. And then it would have clicked. But she had to be all hard and shit. Yep, you gotta have that cred, that street cred or whatever it is. Ugh. Okay. Bad Vibe says, with the beer apocalypse upon us and the lack of lawyers in post-apocalyptic media, you picked a great time to change careers. Yeah, it was a good one. Kiss on My Ass says, Rackets, I have this theory in the back of my mind about these companies like Nike, Amazon, and Disney donating to organizations like BLM and several of these Democrat groups. I assume your theory is that, yeah, they just are funneling money directly, which is kind of what you said after. It's directly funneling money into the Democrat coffers. And it appears to be the case. Make sure, if you're looking for the link to the Dragon's Treasure Tea and it's not popping up, make sure you switch your chat from live chat to, or top chat to live chat. Mario Carter 13 says, rubber bullets prevent penetration by hot loads. Kissing My Ass says, I'm referring to how Good Humor and Amazon donated money to BLM, a Marxist group, and these companies claiming tax credits and deductions. Yeah, of course they are. But the funny thing is, BLM isn't an organization, so they actually are donating to a nonprofit that BLM has determined, but doesn't. Yeah, it's weird. It's a mess, and they should all be. By the way, have you guys seen the allegation now? This is way off topic. That Jerry Falwell is a huge, massive, giant cuck. Like a literal watching his wife get pounded by another man cuck. Have you seen the allegation that Jerry Falwell Jr. for 7 years has been watching another man plow his wife? Oh God, I can't wait to talk about that with Drexel. Jerry Falwell of Liberty University. Ooh. Anyway, Lil Poo-Poos says, hey now, Azuki-chan is life, Azuki-chan is love, praise Uzaki-chan, you incel, leave our queen alone. Ree! Oh God. Monica's personal fucking fiance says, if that cop was my father, my personal hero, I would block him on Facebook, just like I did with my actual racist father. Damn it. Talbot Link says, 2020 is a heck of a year. Lost friends in China. Christmas package to you bounced back. Mom was diagnosed stage 4 last month and is already in hospice care. Hope you've been good, Nick. Oh, I have. Christmas package to me bounced back. That sucks. Let me know if I can help out with that. Two Goddamn Gentlemen says, Two Goddamn Gentlemen podcast coming this Sunday. These guys have had a podcast coming for a long time. So this Sunday, guys, check out Two Goddamn Gentlemen. Shadows King 101 says, okay, boomer. Thanks. Jake CB says, your analysis of Mars Argo and Poppy changed my life. Oh, I'm glad. A lot of people probably don't know that I talked about the Mars Argo and Poppy lawsuit. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, I nailed it. John Doe says, Fireball Squad. Ugh. Shadows King 101 says, he's drinking Fireball. Quick, get Young Bloof back on for another rant. Angry Baneling says, can't you just drink water instead of Fireball? I can. Richard Pierce says, let's get it to number 1. Hey, thank you. I appreciate that. Talbot Link says, somebody make Nick an Ace Attorney stylized avatar to VTube with. Just give it 3D breasts, please. The Dragon's Treasure says, in your VR YouTuber voice, yeah, type weird senpai, yamateo, baka, iku. Oh, God. I need a shower after that. Ugh. Phoenix Lord Asserman says, police areas that need it, Chicago, Portland, etc., and reduce police in low crime areas. Yeah, I agree. But it's not just Chicago and Portland. It's actually just a minimal amount of neighborhoods in those towns that really need it. The Izzy experience says, in a perfect world, I see law enforcement being accompanied with a social worker when it comes to domestic disputes. I do agree cops should have less responsibility in terms of scope of profession. Bad Dragonite says, Playboard says you're number 2 in U.S., just above Timcast. Oh, sweet. Suck it, Timcast. Ulashed1 says, here's some cash to go to Publix, get some fried chicken. Samoto12 says, Ninth Circuit Court judge was a Roof Korean. Roof Korea is best Korea. I've seen it. I don't know that we've confirmed that he is an actual Roof Korean. He is an alleged Roof Korean. That's great. Kai Magnus says, most law enforcement uses a 9mm Glock 17 now. Let's see. Thank you for the update. Jason Cook says, Nick, look it up. The guy shot had sex offender priors, including assault on officer, including gun charges. Maybe the cops already knew his priors. Even if they did, it doesn't matter. You can't use the prior behavior to justify a present action. Justifiable use of... Oh, this is what I was talking about when the stream got cut off. Damn it. Justifiable use of deadly force has to be justified by the actions presently because we're short-circuiting all of the protections that the Constitution provides. So we want to make sure that it's only applicable to a very limited amount of circumstances that involve immediate danger based on immediate facts, not danger based on the idea that someone did something a long time ago. So I got to say it. I was much more eloquent before the stream went down. Damn it. Tengen Ken says, thought I sent this earlier. Whoops. Where is this grifter list at? I only super chat you and Sakura Miko / Corone. La Husbando and 2 Daughterurus. I don't remember. I think it's called like the scoreboard or something. Angry Baneling says, Nick, ask your parents to stop streaming 1080p prawn. I will. 200 Watt Studio says, FB, Nick. Oh, Fireball. Stop it. Kidda says, they stopped him for a statutory snuggle warrant. He had kids in the car. Viden the Cold One says, stop downloading porn during the stream, Nick. Can't stop, won't stop. You know my parents. 200 Watt Studio says, Nick, you're wrong. This is a 2-bit stream. Tengen Ken says, easy test for doubters. Run cmd.ipconfig /all. Note default gateway.ping ping-t to gateway. Open another command, ping-t to 4.222. No, 4.2.2.2. If packet drops only 4.2.2.2, it's the ISP. If to both, it's wireless. There you go. Just do that. Just do that. DCV Titan says, the writer of this article should get 7 rounds for their assault of the English language. I'm not the best, but Jeebus, this is painful. That was bad. That was bad. Kolfi, 2A wannabe Hunan Muhammad says, this is a fisting move. No one important says, that's for the sign, I think. No one important says, throwing some money for the worldwide grift. Thank you. Angry Baneling says, don't have $5, but take $50 instead. Oh, whew, thanks. Magnus Borson says, unrelated note. Got a big old batch of the Dragon's Treasure tea. So far, it's been awesome. Would recommend. It's good stuff, man. Cheap Sidian says, funny thing is the money doesn't go directly to you. Susan Witwicky gets her cut first. That's true. She does. Phoenix Lord Asserman says, here's your $5, Nick. What does that get me? Deja vu intensifies. I will wear thigh-high socks, sit in a pile of stuffed animals with some rope lights, and read my phone and ignore the chat. Batgoat. Batgoat says, And that last rant, fire is why you are number one. Grift daddy, I was outside enjoying a raw cone emperor size. Wow. Unknown Existence says she finally realized Black Panther isn't real and wasn't coming to save her. Wakanda forever. Moist John says, Minnesotan. Oh yeah, the shooting happened in Winnepoopoo. The mayor of Winton Peepee had these words to say. Also, yeah, weed is definitely illegal in Illinois, and that cop is high on the job, calm as fog. I don't know. That was like Mexican. That was weird. I don't know what's happening. Gawker's Death Rattle says, that was like a Mexicasodan. Gawker's Death Rattle says, Twitter feed, burning cities, CNN, RNC herder. Satchel78 sent a doggo. Thank you for the good boy. Mario Carter 13 says, I have an aviation license for my landboat, Othifer. S. Cybertaz says, sorry about the poorly written Juju the cow chat. They only gave me a 15-minute break. Death Trout says, my office has those same shutters and paint. Weird. Maybe the call's coming from inside the house. Mario Carter 13 says, BLM is a political dark money scheme. That's right. And then finally, we've got, what happened here? Here we go. I've forgotten the spilled milk. No, I would never. I see what you're saying. I would never forget the spilled milk. I just wasn't making the connection. And finally, we've got Chengiz Khan says, so when can we get an OCP-like company to take over federal police so we can have a RoboCop for each state? I can't wait. I will volunteer someone else to be chopped up into RoboCop. Inviting the gold one, thank you. Thank you for the donation. Diamond Duck, I don't know if I can get to Kendra's place. It's been the problem. I thought I would have more time while I was down here, but we've been busy constantly. Keith Batiste, it's thedragonstreasure.com. Thedragonstreasure.com. All right, guys. Thanks for hanging out with me tonight. That is the end of the grifting. That is the end of the show. Right on time. Right on time for switching over to twitch.tv/Rekieta Law. We're going to finish up season 2 of Blue Mountain State and probably start season 3. It will be fun times. Come over and watch. If you've never joined a watch party, come try it. They're a blast. So thanks so much for hanging out, guys. We'll see you either in just a minute or tomorrow. Have a good night. Peace. Peace.
He drinks a fair bit, but you realize that it just helps get his noggin jogging along. With his glass by his side and his kids asleep tight, we'll hear some lost-plaining tonight. With his microphone muted, we'll laugh at this boomer until he explains it's all part of the plan. Watch his face become redder as he becomes meta, raging at idiots from Twitterland. From the white shores of Maine to the hills of Glenlivet, there's no one who explains the law better than Nick. So pour out a glass for the ones who have passed to make the law what we have now. Oh, his lady is fair, and she handles herself with the grace of one who has borne many children. As the wife of a lawman, she makes sure that he has the time and the place to provide for them there. So pour out an art bag, a bow, more of Lafroy. The spirits flow as the ones who get unemployed. So pour out a glass for the tea post on Twitter as we hear lost-plaining tonight. From the white shores of Nairn to the hills of Glenlivet, there's no one who explains the law better than Nick. So pour out a glass for the ones who have passed to make the law what we have now. Oh, the guests are all plentiful, from Doug T to Drexel. They bring their perspective and spice to the mix. But the reason we're here and the one that we cheer is the one who is showcasing us his career. to the hills of Glenlivet. There's no one